Hello, everyone. Welcome to Critical Critique
The enemies only.
Anime Review. Anime Review.
Yeah.
We're doing anime only stream today, so no video. We're going to be covering. We're finishing up what we watched. So, there's a couple of things that haven't finished, like Loser Ranger and Kowloon.
Mhm.
Well, Kowloon has finished, but I haven't watched the final episode yet because it literally dropped at 2 a.m. when I was asleep. So,
Do you mean
but we'll
like
get to that. I'll get
just
to that
you
next
had
week.
plenty of time, Ritz. It was like 2 in
Shut up!
midday.
Shut up! Shut up! But no, I'll catch up on the final episodes of because we're gonna go over like what we watched this season in a general sense. But I'll catch up on those final episodes next week, so we can talk about them next week with the new stuff, because everything that's new. It's kind of funny if you look at like the live chart like schedule. There's nothing. There's like Loser Ranger tomorrow, right? And then nothing on Tuesday. But this is for me, right? Because filters, right? Nothing for me. And then on Wednesday, it's just a wall. There's a wall. It's like a wave. All of the new anime that I haven't skipped yet, right? Just come in like a fucking dump truck. Just so.
But yeah, before that, too. You said you spoiled me in the beginning, right? You have nothing super interesting in your life?
I have nothing super interesting to talk about. Nothing much going on. Yeah, it's the usual.
Yeah, I have slight interesting things like, so I worked in my garden again. I went to the garden center and bought some plants and planted them, and I think I've finally gotten rid of every dandelion in my lawn. So no more of that weed in They're very. Have you ever seen the roots of a dandelion? Have you ever seen the roots of a dandelion?
At some point, yeah, because I've ripped those out of the ground before.
Yeah, they're like, some weak leaves, small ones even maybe, but then the roots are like, your entire hand span long. It's absolutely terrible. But yeah, I planted some things in my garden, got rid of more small weeds. All is going well in the garden. But more interestingly, I went to a town hall, city hall, council thing, regional thing. Because some streets are being redeveloped, and just by pure coincidence, on a path I don't usually take, there was a leaflet that said, "Hey, come by today."
Come to the meeting. We need to talk about how we're gonna put an overpass over your house.
A bike overpass, of course.
Yeah, a bike overpass over your house. You need to understand.
Yeah. No, there was, apparently it's a bit of a thing. Apparently there was a plan for a bike overpass, but then it got too expensive because the bridge had to be so long and twist that way. It became unrealistic. So the entire plan was kind of scrapped. So they have to start completely fresh and new. So they had a bunch of diagrams, maps of the current situation, and they just invited citizens, residents over from, hey, what do you like to see in any future plan? We have zero drawn plans, nothing is on the map, but what do you like to see? And I was, if it would be nice if the path went that way, and this is always a kind of twisty turn, and over there is kind of ugly. Can you plant a tree over there or something like that? So I was there. It was kind of fun, having some involvement, some say in at this super early stage.
You did your part.
I did my part as a citizen of this city, coming to town hall meetings and discuss the future traffic flow streets.
Yeah, very, very important.
Very important.
Very important. Big business.
Yeah. But that's all the real life stuff. All the other stuff is like, I finished. Did I finish a game? I think I finished the game. I'm finishing games.
Game. did video game.
And watched shows
Alright.
and went to
Since
work.
Samu, I noticed that he's in the chat. I need to drink. Crack that boy open.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Before I switched over.
Oh, I
Wrong
needed
window.
that. Fucking hell.
That's not
Oh,
important.
hell yeah. Yeah, hell yeah. So as you can see,
I just want
Ellie's
to
got his
quickly
big
mention
light.
again,
Oh.
just for my personal sharing with the world, I guess. Japan is rapidly approaching my location.
Ah, yes.
Or the other way around. One
yeah,
or the other.
Yeah, the island of Japan is 5Ks away from your house.
It's all relative.
Approaching.
If I am going to Japan or Japan is coming to me, it's all a matter of perspective.
Yeah, you're gonna do your own fun times.
Yeah, so I'm going to buy some beige air transparent trousers, air permeable trousers, because if it's warm now over there with 30 degrees, I don't, in a month time, I don't want to be there with my northwestern European pants and my black northwestern European shirts. Time to buy some beige clothes that are completely that air can just go right through. So I'm kind of I'm going to have to go shopping to explore a jungle, concrete or otherwise. Otherwise, I'll just die when the moment I step out of the plane over there.
Yeah, you just turn to ash.
Yeah.
Step out the plane.
Catch fire from insulation overheating. But yeah, that's coming soon.
Yeah. So, anime time.
Yeah.
We got some anime. So this is last season. We're gonna do a quick little, recap, folding in also the stuff that we watched and didn't watch
Dropped along the
from last time.
way, the lives we left behind.
Maybe. Let me put my marked filter on so I can see the same stuff you'll see. There we go.
Want to go in order?
So you of it. Somewhat. We might have to jump around because obviously you have more stuff than I do.
Yeah.
Right? So,
I mean, I can. I'll just talk about Apothecary Diaries real quick, right?
Because... Yeah, let's get that out of the way because that's number 1 on the list.
Yeah.
Doing
so,
very well right now.
Jinji has arrived in the fort. Mao Mao is saved, etc., etc. It was kind of revealed that the wife of the the man is the head of the family, but the wife is just kind of has taken over, and she was kind of the mastermind-ish of the whole ordeal, and the man was kind of a victim, a sort of, he was unable to stop it, and therefore he resigned to be a collaborator and playing a part. Just kind of emotionally detached himself and hoping that his wife would come back to her loving self, but she was far gone. He cannot fix her.
She's yeah, he cannot fix. Yeah,
cannot fix.
No fixing that woman. Yeah.
So then, of course, the
doll.
Yeah. And then there are some slight schemes where the daughter, who was the concubine, who then escaped, body doubles escaped with Mao Mao, etc. She had Jinji at gunshot and went, "Hey, come with me," and then he brought her to her mother, the evil mastermind, and then she speaks some uncomfortable truth. Hey, and I'll spare you the whole family dynamic, but it basically means that mother here thought that she was slighted big time, just very rudely cast aside. When and she was, but she thought she was made to think she was a big deal, then was slighted when she was treated as not important at all. Then she was humiliated in a way when she got kind of married to the current husband. from her perspective, hey, you're a super big deal. You're going to be a concubine of the emperor, but the emperor was a pedophile, so that was never going to happen.
Yeah, yeah.
So, so then the husband who loved her went, "I'll save you. I'll get you out of this garden." But to her, it's like, and now I'm being ripped out of as a concubine from the emperor to this lowly, low status man. I'm just being tossed around here. What is this? This is garbage. I'm going to overthrow this entire emperor stuff.
Yeah, fuck all of you.
Yeah. And then the husband, who loved his wife very much, kind of, you can't disagree that she was tossed around and he was a hostage and never, considered. And the whole rear palace was kind of a place to toss in slaves because the slave trade was made illegal, except if you're coming from out of foreign lands. So there was a loophole. So she was kind of a hostage to keep a slave trade going. It's all big mess. So the truth gets revealed in front of her and gets told to Jinji at the same time. She's not very pleased to be in the wrong and wronged. So she takes a gun that was sabotaged to explode in her face. It exploded in her face.
I can kind of put together, yeah, big explosion
in her face, yeah. And then she dies. The concubine who escaped and was part of the family who started this revolution, this rebellion. Therefore, and the thing is, Naretsu, if you start a rebellion, your entire family gets killed if you lose. So
yeah, that's usually how it went back then. Yeah.
So
you have to wipe the bloodlines from existence.
Yeah. So the husband already died in the episode, and he went from, yes, I am evil man. I was plotting to kill the emperor, and Jinshi was like, he's saying some really obvious stuff. Something is up, and it turns out, yeah, he was just pretending because he was at most hoping things would work out, but it never did, and he kind of resigned to the fate that it was not going to work out. The wife was evil in a sense because she was, taking revenge. Yeah, but she also was like, yes, I have. She kind of just pokes Jinji, scratches Jinji. Yes, I drew blood on you. Now I am evil. I drew blood on the heir of the emperor.
Hell yeah.
So now you have to shoot me, and she gets shot, and so she might live, but that's other things.
Maybe not.
And that's basically the episode. Next, I haven't heard about the next core or season. Yeah, there is a next episode still.
All right. Well,
in 5 days.
Well, I guess even though we'll cover that next week.
Yeah.
Overall, how are you feeling? Overall,
pretty good. I heard that halfway through the season that they suddenly wanted to adapt like 5 novels in the rest of the show. It's like, ooh, that sounds bad, but I think they just skipped a bunch of things that happened with Jinshi because Jinshi was very absent, like for half a season almost. So I assume that just 3 volumes worth of Jinshi shenanigans was cut. The whole every political intrigue of gathering the army to cross this rebellion got skipped. It's just, all right, rebellion, army is now here at the fort. Rebellion is over.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Let's do it.
And nothing about how Jinshi gathered the political capital to raise the army and do the negotiations.
The wheels and the deals and the wheels and
the deals. And the reactions to revealing that he is actually like family. He's not a eunuch, etc. And how this is going to affect his position at the firm. None of that. Mamo is there. All right, Jinshi's now there too. Time to move. I feel that is the case. Nothing certain. So yes, there's 1 episode. It might just be the end of the whole novel series, as I kind
They're
of have a
probably
hard time
just
to
just
see how it
tying it up.
would continue. But there's a bunch of mysteries still unresolved. We know, I know, we as the audience know way more than the characters, and that's the characters should catch up at some point, but they don't yet. So I feel that there might be room for maybe a season, maybe a OVA series like 5 or 2. But yeah, that's good stuff. I'm not missing the miss. I'm not missing the skipped novels per se. I'm just noticing that there's suddenly a lot less detail given because it's a very detailed
Right.
show, kind of day by day or
Yeah,
event by
but you
event.
gotta, you gotta do that sometimes in adaptation,
Yeah,
because
but I feel that they could have done another season of stuff, but they kind of just skipped it all. Or maybe it wouldn't work with. Maybe the next 2 novels didn't have any Mau Mau, and that would be strange. Maybe that
right.
works
Well,
in a book, but not in a show.
no, well, none of us watched Windbreaker.
No.
So I noticed you had beginning of the end season one marked as what's
Yeah.
that planning?
Oh,
What's the
Retsu,
planning
I talked
icon?
about this, right?
Yeah,
I talked
you were
about
like,
you
nope.
how he was a kid, reincarnated in a family home where he
Oh yeah,
discovers
he's
he
the
can
Mashoko
use.
Tensei. Yeah, and yeah, you switch that over to
Yeah, I mean,
dropped,
I keep. Yeah,
dropped. It's
how? Oh,
dropped.
this is not a
But anyway,
window.
I don't know why
There.
One Piece doesn't show up for you on your one, because One Piece is on my one, but it doesn't matter. So I will just.
I can maybe do this
I
show
think maybe
all
because
there.
you probably haven't marked One
No,
Piece as
like
skipped.
shows
That's
from
why.
if the show is if it's a 3 seasons
You probably
ago and yeah.
yeah, you might not have this season. All right, it doesn't matter. So Fire Force, I believe it is confirmed they're getting another core, but it's
Hmm.
not airing right away, so it is actually finished. I thought Fire Force this season was alright. I felt like it's interesting because the first half of it was very kind of, your typical kind of shonen stuff. Like it's like a fight arc almost, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because essentially, they were trying to break the guy out of prison. They've been labeled as terrorists. Essentially, they're traitors to the empire. The White faction has taken over the empire,
Oh yeah, yeah.
right? Big political, big crisis of faith, right? Ooh, whose sides are who on, right? Um, and it was pretty good. It was pretty good. Like I did enjoy, some of the setup there. I enjoyed the fun little side quest with Arthur doing his lap, right? That was quite fun. But of course, I think most people are only really talking about that kind of last food, which was, the Titan shows up because the calamity is starting.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that leads into Shinra kind of like going going into the real world and breaking the fourth wall, right?
Yeah.
Which was really interesting and is an interesting concept. But it's one of those things where I feel like, while it is a good place to end the core, right? We need to see the payoff, right? It's almost like the Star Wars Disney sequels, right? Back when like the Force Awakens came out, and it was like, okay, yeah, this is just like a rehash of the old Star Wars. We need to see how they stick the landing,
Mm-hmm.
right? And they didn't stick the landing, and it retroactively made Force Awakens worse because they didn't stick the landing, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of the position Fire Force is in right now. Is this season kind of feels like it's incomplete? Like it feels like we need that second core before we can like actually rate it in a way. Like they're
Mm-hmm.
meant to be together. But other than that, I would say no. Fire Force is Fire Force. It's the same old Fire Force you know and love. I quite enjoyed it. I thought it was quite fun. But yeah. So what do you got? You got your
Yeah,
boyfriend
the boy
girlfriend
girlfriend
survive?
friendship. So Naretsu.
Mm.
Um, kind of hard. All right, Naretsu. How should I approach this? So, blue-haired girl is going to Tokyo to do the modeling thing for the thing she was going to do, and then investment happened, and then she said no, and then investment lost, and all right, you're in debt now, and you have to come with me,
you're
otherwise you mess with
forced.
that.
Yeah, you're forced. Yeah.
And then it's kind of then there's a big talk about, all right, dreams. I have a dream to open a shop, and dream to make accessories, and a dream to do this and that, and like things we're going to do in double our lifetime. We're 15 now, and this is a plan for when we hit 30. And the moral of this episode is kind of it's all fine and well to have a dream, but they can change, you know. You don't have to work on your dreams this second. You can also just grow into them. And then the example is like, oh yeah, my mother, who's 40 or whatever, is now opening her shop, her bakery shop. She liked doing bakery her whole life, and now at 40 she's opening her shop. So why work on your why may set all your efforts on your dreams now when you can work on your dreams over the years, kind of. So through some social, not engineering, some social connections, calling, goading, teasing, and threatening, Naretsu, the debt is paid off. Somebody throws a bag of money at the woman who says, "You're coming with me." And like, haha, now the debt is paid. What are you going to do now? And she goes, "All right, fuck it. I'm out. Sure, fine. I'm leaving." And the fun detail I should mention is that the one who has paid the debt off is a classmate friend of theirs. And his only real stipulation at this moment is, be a romantic comedy. You free, be a romantic comedy. That's my stipulations. Also,
the author shows up and is like, "Yeah, you're gonna be a romantic comedy now."
you have been, but it was going to be a long distance drama relationship. I don't like this. Here, have a bag of money and be a romantic comedy.
The hand of God has arrived to.
And also some, the classmate character who's always kind of a fun banter antagonistic thing going on, like, hey, Himari, blue-haired girl, you can't argue with me anymore. I have the upper hand. Ha ha ha. You better do what I say. I gave you a bunch of money. He's hanging it over her head in a fun way.
Yeah.
But yeah, good stuff. I kind of like the conclusion of the moral, I guess. Because the whole season almost is like, my dream is to do this, and and it kind of ends with, dreams aren't everything, And I think that's enough of a interesting twist on the ending episode moral. And of course, season 2 potential. I don't necessarily see a season 2 coming, but I had fun. I had a fun time. I like my
yeah,
I like my romance relationship going.
Yeah. It's always fun. It's always fun. So Country Bumpkin Man. It's pretty good. Final episode. I think I don't know if I talked about it last week or not. Probably not. But I think final episode was basically, we find out. Oh, the blue-haired girl is big traitor. Big. Oh, she's big wants to kill the prince because politics. Because you have the political situation in the other country is essentially, you have the king, right, and then you have the pope, and the religious side wants more control over the theocracy side, and the theocracy side wants to use the fact that everyone's religious to get. So the two sides are kind of like gearing up for a civil war, basically, right? Because they both want each other's power. And so the idea is that the Pope side wants to kill the prince because that will kill the line of succession and get more power over the king, right? That or kidnap the prince or whatever. Like the plan is kind of shit. Because because this is how it is, right? But essentially, the blue-haired girl is on the Pope side because she's like, I have to protect the children. I want to protect the children. They're holding the orphanage hostage. I need to protect the kids, right?
Yeah.
Or something like that. And so we have big
Sympathetic
sword fight,
motives or
big flashy
whatever.
sword fight. Yeah, big flashy sword fight. Our guy cuts her open. She's big cut open. Oh no. And he's like, yeah, I have to discipline my students, whatever, right? But then guy shows up, heals her up, and they go, okay, we'll keep this a secret. She's gonna work with me now as a spy, and we're gonna try and sort this fucking Pope shit out. All's well that ends well. There's
Yeah.
some very funny scenes where he gets invited to like a dinner party with the king because the king is like, yo, you protected my, because the princess is getting married to that prince from the other kingdom, and that's going to solidify his rule in the line of succession or some shit.
Yeah.
And so the king is like, you know, my daughter is going off to this other, I could really use a bodyguard for my daughter, and our man is just freaking the fuck out. But the silver-haired girl's like, no, 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 yeah, we need him to train the knights so that the knights can be good. And the king's like, yeah, I guess you're right. I'm just being paranoid. Don't worry about it. But I wonder if this in the business is called foreshadowing. I
Who knows?
wonder what's going on there.
Was
And
there
then it kind of like, yeah, and then it kind of ends pretty abruptly, I feel. I guess there might be more that could be explored in a season 2, but it sort of just ends with, oh yeah, he's continuing training the knights. The king gives him like a fancy plate as a gift, and he's like, I can't fucking have this, it's too fancy, and he sends it off to his like grandparent, his dad in the country pumpkins,
What
because
is he
he's like,
going
I
to
can't
do with
have
a super fancy king in
yeah,
a
he's like,
royal
yeah,
plate?
exactly. Exactly. They're like, he got a plate from the king, and he does. Like, what the fuck is that? And so, yeah, that was kind. I liked Country Bumpkin. I thought I can understand because a lot of the criticism of the show comes from the idea that it is basically an isekai that's not an isekai,
Oh, a
right?
native isekai?
A native isekai, one would say. No, it's a Naru, right? It's got the
Yeah.
Naru stuff, right? It has a lot of that in it, right? Because while the guy is, 40 and he is, he's an old man and he's, well, not maybe not old man, but he's he's a middle-aged man, right? I guess. And he's doing his thing, and he's got, that is kind of the twist in the narrative. It does kind of act a lot because he is technically overpowered, right? Or is
Mm-hmm.
portrayed as being overpowered. His swordsmanship is so based that he's, while he is constantly denying how good he is actually, like, everyone around him recognizes this guy is fucking, like, God, right?
Yeah.
And he's got all the girls wanting to suck his dick, right? All the girls want to suck. Every single female he encounters is like, wow, that sword be big. I want to put it in my mouth, right?
And every man that he encounters is like, oh, what a great sword you got there.
Yeah, wow, what a nice curved sword you right, right.
So tough and rigid.
Yeah, so I can understand why a lot of people's kind of snubbed their nose at this, but looking at it for what it actually is as a Naruto story, it's pretty good. The animation's really nice. Like, I felt like the 3D sword fights were actually pretty good. I felt like that a lot of them looked pretty good because they tried to kind of have him use actual, medieval swords techniques, right? They tried to have it be kind of grounded. And in order to kind of pull that off, you either have to have really good animators or you have to use 3D. So, yeah, and I think they did it. I think they pulled it off. I think it feels pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And the narrative and the story, while a little bit generic, right? For it fits the tone and the feel, right? It being a little bit generic. So overall, like I would say the show is just about fine, right? It's not amazing. It's not gonna rock your socks off. It's not gonna like be hype RR fucking moments or whatever, and it's not gonna be like high literature, right? But for what it is, I think it is an interesting kind of twist on the narrow formula,
Yeah.
right? So anywho, I see you're updating
Yeah, I'm
your
updating as we kind of go. So I didn't watch the Brilliant Shadow and didn't
yeah,
pick
didn't
up
watch
this
that,
one.
didn't watch that, didn't watch that. I guess Panty
Yeah, I
Shat
mean,
is
I
next.
so I think I said stuff last week, but it was just a nice,
Yeah, you
edgy.
pretty much summed it up last week. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
basically
I'll
like you
repeat
thought it was
myself a
pretty good.
bit because this is the end of the
Yeah.
season thing. It's an edgy. She gets naked a bunch of times. Basically, exhibitionism going on with her, but it's a nice slow progression to a stable-ish relationship where they both value each other's time and effort and companionship and and all that good stuff. And though it might kind of, the magical girl transformation, unscapable magical girl transformation where she turns back time, sometimes kind of feels like skipping on animation. Just oh no, just fill this time with the same thing we did in episode 1, just so we don't have to animate anything for the next 1.5 minutes. Besides that, good stuff. She's nice. Also, her body is nice, so all's well.
She's nice. She's nice. Yeah.
Both meanings.
She's good. Yeah. And like I said, I might go back to it at some point, but
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't very impressed.
So this
So
one
what do
kind
we
of
got?
was
What do we
like
got?
3 episodes even before the season started, so there was kind of a small hurdle that I didn't go. I am an evil lord of an intergalactic empire. It had like 3 or 4 episodes before the season started, and I was like, I'm not going to watch 3 episodes right away, and then I never ever got around to the whole thing to begin with. Killing Slimes, I didn't watch the second season of Witch Watch. So the werewolf guy was the ice skater guy, the guy I thought would be a Yuki-onna, but he's a werewolf. It's all fine. Turns out that he did a contract with a warlock. Witches are good, warlocks are evil. That's the rules given in the setting. He made a contract with a warlock to cure an incurable disease. Presumably, it's because of his legs, because he can't do ice skating anymore. So, alright, cure for his legs, it's fine. And the warlock is after Nino because she's a super magic witch, once in 1,000, etc., etc. There's some neat, clever clicks, the tricks. The funny spells in previous episodes are now being tactically used to gain an upper hand in this battle. That's a nice twist, where you would think those spells would be forgotten and never seen again, but no, they're actually being used as a combat thing. And they get the warlock. They kind of make amends with the werewolf guy. The warlock was going to say who the actual mastermind is, but is just brutally killed, just as he's going to say it, as she's going to say it, and never got around to it. And yeah, werewolf guy, as we know him now, the hipster guy, as I used to call him, is now living with the rest of the crew, because so we got witch, Tengu, Oni, and werewolf all living in the same house. And the prophecy of her getting, big disaster or calamity is going to befall her has still not come to pass. So this whole event arc thing wasn't the biggest deal anyway. Uh, Good show, funny show. I might not continue watching it because it's just a good ending point, and I see the second
Yeah,
season on the horizon and see, ooh, there's a bunch of shows that I do want to watch for sure. And if this is the seventh show on that list, then I might keep it
yeah,
to
might be on,
six.
might be on the chopping block.
Not
Might be
not
getting
because of
chopped.
the show, but because there are just so many other shows.
As tends to be the case.
Yeah.
So let's just blitz for
No,
a
no
bunch of
family,
these.
children, not too perfect.
Never
Lazarus,
got around to Lazarus.
no,
Da, da, da.
not
Didn't
the.
watch Hero Vigilantes. I never got around to that one. Oh
You're
yeah, I get to talk. I get to talk about my Elf show.
yeah. It's time to for you to talk for the
Elf
next three
show
shows.
ended on a pretty good note. It ended on a pretty good note. It was basically just oh yeah, I actually have feelings. Yeah, I want to be with you. I don't want you to go away. Oh, big lovey dovey elf, and then she tries to rape him again. So,
All right, can
like my thing is like it's not a bad like little short show, right?
you?
Like it's not bad, right? It's just my issue with it is while you do get like a little bit of progression in the relationship, a lot of the time it just feels like the same gag over and over again. It doesn't feel like comparing it to Makina-san, right? Which I'll talk about in a minute when I get down to it, right? Makina-san uses its like gimmick, right, more effectively, right? It uses the fact that they're sex robots to set up more interesting gags, right? Um, Instead of just repeating the same gag over and over, it's more
Yeah.
okay. Here's a different situation in which her leg coming off, or this other character getting introduced, or such and such, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like they're more interesting gags is what I'm kind of getting at. There's more variety in the gags. With the Elf show, it's always like you can pretty much like repeat the same formula each episode. It's okay, here's the theme of the episode. It's they're at the beach, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. The elf girl is going to get really possessive of the guy. She's going to change into different swimsuits to try and, get arouse the guy. Oh, her swimsuit's going to come off and she's going to show off her titties, right? Oh, now she's going to single out the Shotokan and they're going to be alone and she's going to try and rape him, right?
Yeah.
And then she's gonna get interrupted by either the priest girl or some other external force is going to get in the way of her getting that D, right?
Yeah.
And then oh boy, there's like a little bit of progression where the Shotokan might actually like her, even though she's incredible, as he would put it, intense,
Yeah.
right? She is intense, right? And then end of episode, on to next episode, repeat for 12 episodes, right?
Yeah, and I
Um,
saw the thing I kind of thought when with the Panty show is that there were a bunch of different scenarios where it starts in just all right, now she's at his home and she's teasing him
mm,
and pushing boundaries, and now he's
mm,
in the laundry store and he's picking something out for her, and it all feels more of a getting more and more in their personal spaces to personal, not physical 1 meter from your personal self, but more in your now visiting home, now going on a doing this together, now doing that together, now working together on this or that. And the other fun things like she getting more possessive over him, he's
mm.
getting more gets a better read on her. Um, I felt the progression there.
Yeah, it feels like there's movement. Yeah, with this show, there is movement, like there is, but it's like hidden under the layers of repetition, right? And I felt like it was too much of the same status quo gags to kind of like entice me so much. Like I wouldn't say it's terrible, right?
Mm.
I don't think it's a bad little because again, it's a short form show, and I'm a little bit more lenient with this in a short form show because it is like only 5 or 6 minutes, right? So it's not like it's 30 minutes of the same gag, right? If that makes sense.
Would it?
I think I'd be a lot more. I'd be a lot more harsher if it was a full length show,
Yeah.
right? Because then it would just be like I have to sit here and watch the same thing 30 minutes each week. But because it's only like 5 minutes, it's like okay, I could just quickly watch my dark elf yandere do her thing and then move on, right? So I'm a little bit less harsh on it for that in that respect. But I do think that it gets a bit stale is the problem, right? And while I can appreciate the animation, I can appreciate like the little, nods and references to stuff like Gush Nova Magical Girls in it, right?
Mm.
I actually wonder what what was going on with
Same
that, but
publishers or whatever. Same
maybe
magazine.
could be the same publishers. I'm not sure, but thought that was kind of nice. While I can appreciate parts of the show, right? I think that overall, it definitely, I think it's probably the weaker thing that I watched this season. Let's just say that. So,
Yeah.
let's move on. So, don't think either of us watched Hero.
No, I've heard some that it's good, but it just didn't
Yeah.
appeal to
And
us in
then
the
we have
end.
Kowloon. So again, I'll probably talk more about Kowloon next week when the last episode's out. Well,
Yeah.
I mean when I've watched the last episode. I will like just quick kind of like overall thoughts on it. It's an interesting show. It is very interesting, right? Because it does do the like bait and switch on you where you think, oh yeah, it's a generic romance, and then you go, it's like open the box, and it's like, oh, it's actually like grand conspiracy fucking like
No. So I did.
oh cool.
I do have to say, from the first episode, right? I said I had vibes. I had like, why is there this mystery cube hanging over and nobody's
Yeah,
talking about it?
yeah, there's like
Why
this.
is why are people
Yeah, you
talking about
open the
the
box and it's like
nostalgia?
big conspiracy, big mystery, big oh things are not right,
Mm-hmm.
nothing feels right, oh boy, big SCP vibes, right? Yeah, because it definitely, I think that it did a really good job of that with the bait and switch, right?
Yeah.
Um, and then you watch it, and as you watch it, it becomes more of kind of like what I said. It becomes that mystery show, right? You're watching it less because of the generic romance aspect of it, which while does slowly diminish over time, is still there, right? Where you have our girl and the guy kind of having their little romance. It becomes more about, oh, I want to see what are the clues we're going to get this week, right? What are we going to find out about the Gene Terror this week? Oh, it works on regret, not nostalgia. That's oh no, oh those characters, they left and now they don't have regrets and they can't come back. Oh no, what? Oh shit, right?
Yeah.
Big interesting stuff there. Oh wait, it's all based off the memory of the guy, the guy's memory. There was a thing in the last episode which was the cliffhanger where the guy was like, "Oh, we've been time looping.
Yeah.
This time you're acting way different than last time, right? You're a different incarnation, right? Oh, and now everything's breaking down because I guess he's like resetting the simulation or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's some weird shit going on with that, right? So it is a fascinating show. I really like the style as well. It has a very kind of like 90s feel to it, 80s 90s feel in terms of the character
Yeah.
designs.
It's thick
It's got
lines,
that
feels like.
thick lines. The faces in general look
The
quite
hair,
defined,
the
right?
way the hair is like a solid color, that kind of deal.
Yeah, the hair is a solid color. Yeah, it's got a good vibe, a good style to it, right? Overall, I think Kowloon is like a sleeper hit, right? I like using that term a lot, right? But it's the kind of thing that, like, I don't see a lot of people talking about it, but I think that if more people kind of didn't judge the book by its cover and got into it, they'd probably, like, this would be one of the things people would be talking about a lot, right? Like, if people didn't look at it and kind of brush it off as what the book cover says, generic romance, and they actually kind of like went into it, They'd probably think it's quite interesting because it is very, very interesting. And you have these different characters with their different motivations. Like you have the snake guy who you find out he is the adopted son of the pharmaceutical company CEO, and he did a deal to become adopted by the CEO because the CEO needed an heir to the company in exchange for his mum getting treatment, but the CEO didn't pull through on his promise and the mom dies, and now he's out for revenge. And he's trying to get revenge by using the gene Terra to create a replica of the CEO's son so that he can break the CEO's heart again, because the replica is not going to be the exact same, right? Which is what he wants.
And
He
he
wants the
gets his
replica to
plan
be...
after she comes by and shows that they can be different.
Yeah,
Right.
that's kind of what happens. However, what happens is it turns out now the CEO's got dementia. He's losing his shit.
So he wouldn't remember, so he could just pretend to be the son anyway.
Yes, that's what's happening. Is now the CEO thinks that he's now his real son that died. Because the context is the CEO had a son that died.
Yeah.
At a young age. And now he can't have another son for reasons I don't fucking know, but like, guess he's too old now. But basically, yeah, now Snake Guy is like, shit, my plan is ruined. Fuck, what am I gonna do now? And so now, the Gene guy, the green-haired guy, who is his lover, right? Because also the other thing is the Snake Guy's a hermaphrodite, right? He's got both male, female parts. That's the funny thing about Kowloon, right? Is like you can keep there's like layers. You can keep going through all the fucking layers and shit. There's a lot to talk about with it. That's what makes it interesting. So I'll leave it at that till maybe next week when I talk about the last episode. But just know that I rate the show quite highly. I think the show's really good. I think more people should give it a chance. It's very good.
Yeah.
So didn't watch whatever that is. Didn't watch Summer Pockets.
No, I didn't. I didn't start. I do want to note just for myself, really, is that it's comes from a visual novel that's kind of rare.
So Makina-san, the better short show, as I mentioned before. The final episode, I would say like it ends kind of abruptly, which is kind of a shame. Because it essentially just kind of ends. It doesn't really like have a proper ending to it, which I guess kind of makes sense because it's, you know,
ongoing manga.
The manga, from what I've read of the manga, is very kind of like, oh, it's the gag of the week type thing. So it kind of makes sense that it doesn't have like a yeah. It's a shame because we don't get to see a lot of the combat unit girl who's like reading all the yaoi.
Yeah, she was like fairly prominent in the beginning or the first episode, and then in the OP she gets a relatively large mention for a short anime.
Yeah, she doesn't show up for like at all, which is a shame. But because the last episode is basically, oh yeah, we're using the 3D printed part, and then they do gym class, and then she goes way too hard, and it turns out she's got like gunk forming in her joint, and so he pulls out a vacuum cleaner in the gym locker and is like vacuuming out her fucking thigh, and one of the classmates walks in on this and is traumatized.
As long as she doesn't open her mouth.
Yeah. So yeah. So there's funny gags like that. There's funny gags like that. Overall, I found this one to be really funny. I thought it was quite a funny show.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on. I again would have liked to have seen more of the combat unit because she seemed like she would have also been really funny because she's like, you know, learning about yaoi.
Naive. She's for combat, not for social interaction and the sexual dimension.
There's all this kind of stuff going on with that. There's a setup to a joke that we're not gonna get. Is kind of
that's kind of a shame.
Right? There's
read the manga. Buy the manga.
Buy the manga, yeah. But no, overall, I think Makina-san was a really good ecchi show. I thought it was quite funny. There was a lot of good gags in it. So I'll leave it at that.
Like
right, Ranger.
Instead of just skipped all the way.
Yeah. So Ranger, I haven't watched the most recent. Oh, I haven't watched 12, obviously, because
12 isn't out.
It's out like tomorrow. Yeah, 12 is tomorrow. But I watched the last episode, right? Which I think you talked about, kind of, where it's like, oh yeah, the blue girl goes psycho.
Yeah.
Trying to kill D. steals the artifact, the fake artifact, right? The divine artifact, uses it, and big fight happens, and yeah, I have to agree with like the idea that Ranger this season's been kind of weak, a lot weaker than last season.
Yeah, just for the highlight of the thing right now, and I said last time, I really feel they're rushing to they were rushing to this fight.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
and I think as soon as what was it, Death Messiah shows up, they're like, oh, that was kind of slowed down in the explanation or kind of events happening, or at least I don't feel like I'm missing all that much, because we got now suddenly, all right, Yumiko, blue, yellow girl who has a bunch of clones, and it's like, nah, let's free all the clones. They are their own people, and yeah, I am the last remnant of the dragon priestess, that's who you all turned into weapons to, just killed and turned the brains and livers or whatnot and bones into weapons. You can't kill me, because if you do that, you won't have any other weapons anymore forever. So that's why I'm alive.
Yeah.
So in all that stuff, I feel like, all right, the show has now arrived at the place there where it wanted to go. And now it's slowed down in that sense. Time to watch the scenery again instead of just full speed. Everything is a blur. And yeah, like I said, Death Messiah is kind of neat, because I really thought that he was more smarter than he was, apparently. Because I thought, oh, he injected himself with the boss of all the boss monsters, but yeah, Naretsu, the boss monsters are all based on zodiacs. And I don't think that Death Messiah is based off of Zodiac.
Yeah, there's some weird shit going on with that.
Yeah, so
it's not like there's interesting shit this is not necessarily happening, right? There's interesting stuff kind of going on. It's just like I do feel like it's a lot less interesting stuff than what was going on in season 1.
Yeah, I am to be blunt towards the show, I'm only really watching it for the promise of the premise in the first 3 episodes of season 1.
Yeah.
And that setting is so strong.
Yeah.
And the glimpses that we get in Red Ranger and all the psychopathic things with him, and the mystery of now the dragon priestesses that we got hinted in the first season, even all that stuff is still there in Red, so it's there, but it's kind of getting buried under other stuff, and sometimes they rise above. And I'm sticking through this, one last episode. So that's not very, demanding to watch one more episode.
Yeah, and then see what happens.
Yeah.
So anywho, we got free skips, and then you got Ninja Show.
Yeah. That's still watching. Oh no, Shoshimi Naretsu. But I already talked about. Did I talk about the last episode of the nurse confronting on the roof?
I don't. I don't have that showing up on my one, but no.
Anyway,
I think you talked about
Kobuto in a wheelchair running from her, getting on the roof, confronting by the brother. I think, maybe I've talked about it. Anyway, if I didn't talk about it, and I just plain forgotten now, very good show. Go watch it. It's very good.
There you go.
High recommendations.
Good stuff.
Top of the season.
There it is. I'm just fucking blind. Oh yeah, I have to remember because you don't have the One Piece showing up, so.
No,
it moves everything on my list like a little bit.
It's up now here now. I have One Piece now.
Okay, whatever. It doesn't matter. But whatever.
Yeah, Ninja Show.
Okay, well, why? I don't know why it's fucking weird. But anyway, it doesn't matter. So yeah, and then you've got your Ninja Show.
Ninja Show, good show. Last episode was, hey, assassin girl got jumped. Oh no, cliffhanger.
Oh no!
But
what is she gonna do?
But first, back to Ninja Girl, who is going to the dentist because Naretsu, she has the funny hole in her teeth. Because when you see when a person has been in a fight with the bandage sticking, cross-shaped bandage sticking on their head and a hair twisty there and a scratch on the chin and a gap in the tooth. No, she has to go to the dentist.
Ah.
And at eye patch, she has lost an eye. Actually lost an eye.
Rip.
So
Rip.
yeah, she goes to the dentist and gets her teeth fixed. Then she's now not friends, but she she hangs around with the crazy biologist chemist girl, who can just give her eye an eye, and she does a bit weird stuff, and then basically she gets an eye. Then Retsu, our ninja girl, is targeted, is jumped by another ninja girl. Oh no! She has some precaution against her turning everything into leaves. But then Retsu, Assassin Girl shows up. She's alive. She's wounded and scarred, and she's missing an arm.
Rip.
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 But she wins the day against this new ninja girl, and ta-da! And then the question is, Naratsu, oh, you lost an arm. What are you going to do with it? It's alright. I brought it here frozen with me so it could be surgically reattached to me. So that happens. She has brought her arm refrigerated and good to be surgically reattached.
Ay.
And there is a a small heartfelt conversation about being there, good team, etc. They're there for each other, so on and so on. And I'm feeling Naretsu that Ninja Girl has now her new eye has a different eye color, and that's going to stay. Just as that our assassin girl has big scars on her arms, and now of course a big seam around her arm where the arm was reattached at. The show has been kind of consistent in persistent wounds thing. So when the show goes on a close up at her leg, where you see a scar, you can see the scar has indented the skin where the scar is, as scars do. So I think they'll just keep being there, the scars. But yeah, that's kind of in the good episode, good. Oh yeah, and of course, so the ED has all the ninjas that came after them show up, and as the episodes go by, they all died in the as they all died in the show. They stopped appearing in some ways in the ED, and then you watch the ED from hey, there's one ninja girl still alive. And then the AD ends, and then there's a ninja girl. Haha! I am a ninja, and I'm going to get you with my super special technique. Do you want to know what my super special technique is? It's she's dead. So now every ninja that shows up in the ED is dead. The premise, the promise of the ED, the show has been completed. Good show, funny show. I very much like its. I mentioned this before. It's sudden and sincere attitude towards consequences. For all the funny and jokey murder assassin deadly ninjas, it's sometimes go, hey, killing is kind of a harsh thing. And oh yeah, you actually got your teeth knocked out. Time to get a replacement tooth there. Time to buy the baby food. All that stuff.
Right.
Good stuff.
So, I guess I could talk about Rock. It's Rock
Go
time.
ahead.
So, final episode of Rock was really good. Basically, they turned an entire fucking music house of fangirls into lesbians. It was quite.
All right, as you do.
As you do. Well, yeah, that's kind of how like it was portrayed. Is like because the whole thing is they're trying to steal the fans from the boy band, right? Because
Yeah,
the
yeah.
whole place is filled with fans of the boy band, and it's very clear that the only reason the girls are there and are fans of the boy band is not because of the music. They're fans of the boy band because it's cute boys, right? And so you have they basically get out on the stage and they do a really well animated, in my opinion, rock out, right? And you get each character gets their own little part of the instrumental, right? They they switch between the characters and all the people in the crowd who were like, we would never clap, we would never cheer for these rock these bitches that are sharing the stage with my boy. Oh no!
Yeah, the
So
horse daring
they
to take
starting to
attention.
the whores, yeah, the horrors, yeah. No, they start folding pretty fucking.
No.
They start folding when confronted with the raw power of the rock, right? Um, and while this is happening, you also have our drummer girl who's like, she's thinking, "Oh, this is dumb. I don't care about winning or losing. This is some dumb shit. Why are we here? I'm gonna leave the band after this. Fuck this." But then our twin tail girl, through the power of her guitar, is like, bitch, fuck you. It was never about that. We were rocking out. Fucking look at the crowd. The crowd's reacting to your drums. You fucking great shit. And then she comes, if pure ecstasy time,
Yeah.
super happy. Oh, I've never felt like this before. I never felt like this when I was playing for myself by myself in the room. And then,
Hmm.
so this is what it's like to actually play, real audience reaction, right? We're big, oh yeah, hell yeah, right? So yeah, she's on board now. And so what ends up happening is, yeah, they play their show, and the boy band goes out, and no one gives a fuck. No one gives a
Oh.
fuck. Everyone's talking. Wow, who was that? What was that? They called themselves Rock Lady. That's the name of the band now. Apparently, is
Hmm.
Rock Lady. They called themselves Rock Lady. Wow, I like the drummer. Oh wow, I like the keyboard. Like they're all talking on their phones, right? They're all big people talking. No one cares about the boy band. The boy band starts singing. No one's paid attention except the singular fan that stayed true.
Ah. No, respect for the one fan that stays true.
Respect for the one girl that's like holding on. But then the guy stops midway through the show and they storm off, and they confront Rock Lady, and they get chewed out by our girls. They get the big finger pointed at them. Oh, you guys suck. You're just rich dumb kid fucks. You don't know what real music is. You don't know what real rock is. You don't know anything. You're just dumb fucks. And then the guy's like, "Ha! But we have a recording of the show. We'll post it online. We'll expose you. We don't know why you don't want to be exposed, but we'll expose you to the world." And then the manager kid that was with the boy band is like, "You guys are cunts. Fuck you," and just destroys the footage.
Ooh.
We don't care. Fuck you. Yeah. These guys are the real deal. And then yeah, they try, and the singer tries to assault the girls, and the
Ah.
bodyguard girl for the drummer, because the drummer girl is like, fucking glasses bodyguard girl shows up and stops him, and then the chick from that owns the venue is like, "You guys fucking walked out mid stage. You guys are pussies.
Hmm.
You guys are pathetic. How dare you never show your face in my fucking venue again? Disgusting. Get the fuck out."
I booked you for the
Um,
entire show and you're walking out, you're banned for
yeah.
life.
Hey girls, they want an encore. Get back out there, right?
Yeah.
Get back out there. So yeah, they go out, they play another song, and then at the end, the twin tail girl and drummer, they kind of like, have a heart to heart, right? And the drummer girl is like, "Wow, that was great. I want to do it again. More gigs. Let's go." oh, do we need to have a vocalist? Maybe we need a vocalist. And Twin Towers is like, no, we don't need a vocalist. No need. Yeah, we do rock our way, right?
Mm.
Big comes in real close. You're getting that Yuri baiting. You think they're gonna kiss, right? And she's like, "No, we gotta do rock our way. Big bass, right?"
Yeah.
And then it all ends on we're gonna go to Fuji Rock. You know, let's have like an after thing party. We'll go to the Kombini, and you have the blue haired girl who's like, "I've never been to a Kombini before. I wonder what it's like." I fucking love her. She's great. Blue haired girl is my waifu. I love the blue haired girl. She's fucking great. And then yeah, it ends with fireworks and big happy times. Yeah, it's all happy. It's all good.
Mm.
But no, I liked it. I liked the show. I think it was a really good one. It's
Mm.
very different to other like girls band shows, right? Because it's a lot more aggressive. A lot,
Yeah.
because it's rock, right? It's a lot more aggressive than something like a K-On! Or a Bochi, right? It's very there's a lot vulgar as well. Lots of little references to different bands and stuff
Mm.
as well. The music was also fantastic. They got Bandmade to do a lot of the music for the show, which was quite good. And overall, I would say it's definitely worth the watch. It's definitely an interesting go. There's been a bit of discussion about the translation being a bit punched up and a bit inaccurate, which is sad, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Sometimes you get those shows where they just hire people that don't give a fuck, right? This is what it is. But I think it's enjoyable in spite of that, right? Because you can get a pretty good idea of what's being said, anyway.
Yeah.
But overall, it's I would say it was above average, right? Above average show of the season,
Yeah.
I would give it a good recommend. So
Gundam.
moving on to the big one, the big finale of Gundam Quarks. Fantastic. I fucking love Gundam Valley.
Yeah.
I love me some Gundams.
I do. Let me start with some technical feelings, I guess. Where I do like that the focus in this last episode shifted back to our girls, to the new characters, instead of the old, Char and whoever, and who's Anastasia? Who cares? Whatever.
Right.
Cassilia, she was nice actually. I kind of liked Cassilia's character being there, but Sharia Bull.
She gets fucking bazooka just like in the Fids. They fucking have Char fucking do the exact same shit that he did in the fucking original. Except last time he used because in the original
Zapu, I
show he's
guess.
not in a Gundam. He's not in a Gundam when he does the bazooka thing, but he does like when he does like the salute, right? In the Gundam. He does that out of the Gundam when he bazookas here in the original show. So he just he's doing his same shit. He's up to his same nonsense.
But yeah, on the technical detail of, I liked when it went back to the girls being the focus, because it kind of felt that they were in the background for the last 2 episodes or ish. And so I'm happy they got the focus back.
Well, I'll let you.
Yeah, and the ending wasn't super complex, because it got kind of complex from the other side, and there's a Lala in this Rose, and there's still a Lala on Earth, and how is that all going to resolve? And they could have not used a giant silver Gundam, but
well, I think the issue you're having is, so the show is very meta.
Yeah.
Because it's an anniversary show, but the reason that it's meta, the show is about the mythos of Gundam, right? It is about the mythology of Gundam, right? It's about the themes and the concepts in Gundam as a entirety, like of the entire universe in a sense, right? this is going to be a little bit big brain complex talk right now, right? I'm about to blow my fucking CPU in my brain to talk about this, right? So think about Star Wars for a minute, right? Star Wars is a mythological story. It's a mythology, right? And the reason it's a mythology is because you can talk to someone and you can say stuff like, Luke, I am your father. And there is a high probability, regardless of if someone has, like, watched Star Wars at all, they're gonna know that you're talking about Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker, right?
Yeah.
And it's a similar kind of thing when you're talking about, Greek gods and Greek god stories, right? People know who Thanos is. Or, people know who fucking, Zeus is. People know who Athena is, right? Because these stories have become like mythos. Gundam is a Japanese mythos, right? And so what Quarks is trying to do is it's trying to take those elements of the mythos, of the story of Gundam, right? The idea of, you have Lala, who is this character, like the big reveal of it not actually being from the main timeline, because in the main timeline, Lala sacrifices herself to save Char in that scene.
Okay.
But in this timeline, you have Lala is saved by Char and Char dies. And because Char dies, that causes Lala to essentially go insane, right?
Well,
or go,
I guess
big emotion, right?
Emotional
big emotion
boost
causes the rip. Yeah, it
Yeah.
causes the rip, right? And then she's using that rip to try and create a universe in which Char and her can be together, right? It's very romantic in that sense, right? She's attempting to forge a universe, but despite the fact that she keeps trying, right? And Shinji kind of like blatantly explains this, right? Because even though she keeps trying to create this universe where Char and her can be together, it keeps failing. He keeps dying every single time she does it, right?
Yeah.
And that's kind of when you see all the red Gundams and all the different
there's
types
a
of
big
red
Sam
Gundams,
in
right?
there, or whatever it was.
Yeah. Big references to different series, right? Big references, right? Every single time, Char is destined to die in all of these different incarnations, right? And in the original timeline, obviously, if you watch Char's counterattack, and this series is almost like a direct, maybe not a continuation, but it is a direct mirror of Char's counterattack in a sense, because Char and Amuro kind of, die sort of at the end in order to stop the giant, like, fuck you meteor or whatever from hitting Earth, right? And so there is this kind of, like, if you understand the mythos of Gundam, right? The overarching feelings that were conveyed by the original show and all the subsequent sequels and all the subsequent versions and all the subsequent material, then you can kind of get that Quarks is sort of saying, yeah, you have this kind of history, but you need to move on, right?
Yeah.
We need to create a new mythos, right? We need to actually, we can't be stagnant. Because Lala is being stagnant, right? She's trying to redo the same thing over and over and over again in order to get the result that she wants, not realizing that that's not the way to do it, right? That's not going to give the result. And what Nan and Machu are fighting for is they're fighting for the survival of their new mythos, their new narrative, because they have created a new narrative from this alternate universe, right? And so when Machu finally defeats, Shinji and is like, no, we can continue this timeline. Char will be fine, because even Char in this timeline, there's a line from Char where he says, I've repeated the same sins over and over and over again, right? Like, he recognizes that this is because Charia Ball attacks Char because Charia Ball is recognizing, if I let you live, you're going to do what you did in Char's counterattack, right? It's not explicitly saying that. It's not explicitly saying that, right, in the universe context, but that's the implication if you know what happens in Char's counterattack, right?
Yeah.
So what happens is Char at the end, obviously, kind of rejects his, stuff, and that's when you get the happy ending with him encountering Lala on Earth, right? That universe is Lala, right? So there is now a universe in which Lala gets what she wants.
Yeah.
She gets to have Char, right? And it's interesting because Ball is kind of implied in taking up the mantle of Char in a sense from the other years. So it's interesting how that kind of went.
Well, he's
I know I'm
still
kind of
the
skipping around.
the man with the empty self.
Kind of, but I'm jumping around a little bit because there's a lot to kind of compartmentalize here. It's very complex in a sense because. And it's hard to talk about if you're talking about it with someone who isn't at least familiar with the Gundam. So, as I've said multiple times throughout the episode recaps, I kind of get the criticism of if you're a new entry to, if you're coming into this without having watched any of the original Gundam stuff, you are probably not going to get the same experience, right? And I think that's completely intentional because this is trying to send a message to those fans, right? It's trying to send a message to the people who are old Taku, I guess, in a sense, right? And say, hey, your mythology is cool, right? The stuff that happened in the past is cool, but we can't keep redoing the same thing. We have to move on to a new generation. We have to create a new mythos, which is not reliant on what came before, if that makes sense, right? We have to evolve. Just like the new types have to evolve, right? So that they stop being forced to kill each other, right? And fight constantly, which is one of the key themes of Gundam as a whole, which is you have new types that, while are evolving to be better connected through the psychic, links and stuff, right, are still being forced to fight and kill each other, which is the future that Charia Ball wants to avoid. He wants to create the future in which new types are able to flourish peacefully without needing to, do war all the time, right? Be weapons, right? Be weaponized, right? So there's this interesting kind if you think about it from a meta-contextual mythos context, right? The show's fucking awesome. Right?
Yeah. So
it is, and it's made by people. It's made by people that clearly fucking understand Gundam, right? It's very good.
So I
anyway,
think I feel like that they could have reached me on say an emotional level or instinct level or something like that a little bit more if they dialed it down just a tad. Maybe have just one less concept carryover, one less.
Well, I think the actual issue is that it's a 13-episode show and not a 24.
Or that. Either give it more time or just cut one bit out.
Yeah, I think it suffers. I think it suffers from the fact that it's so short. Which is I was talking with Lolly about this the other day because he's been watching it and he's way more into Gundam, right? He's watched way more than me, and he kind of agreed with me that because I kind of went on a bit of a diatribe about comparing this to Metallic Rogue, right?
Yeah.
Because Metallic Rogue is actually very similar to this in a lot of ways. Metallic Rogue was also an anniversary project, except not for Gundam, but not for a particular series, but it was for the studio, right?
Yeah.
Metallic Rogue was a studio anniversary project. Both try to kind of tackle a lot of really high concept, big ideas, right?
Freedom, robots,
freedom, slavery, the cost of rebellion, what does it actually mean to have freedom? Is it actually worthwhile to get freedom?
Who's your father? Inheritance, carrying
legacy. So they both tackle very high concept ideas, right? And I feel like they also both suffer from the 12-13 episode length. But Metallic Rogue obviously suffers way more.
Yeah.
Metallic Rogue suffered significantly more by it. I think that Quux, for what it is fine. But it's more of a case of I feel like if they had 24 episodes, right? If they had a whole 24, if it was split into 2 cores and you had 12 episodes of the clan battle stuff, right? Which was very modern Gundam, right? Because the clan battle stuff is very modern Gundam storytelling. And then you had like the second half of the series being more the like switch into the meta contextual analysis, almost analysis. I'm not going to say it's a deconstruction because that's gay, and it's not it is not a deconstruction of Gundam. That's stupid. But it is definitely analyzing the themes of Gundam, right, and showing them, like extrapolating them,
Yeah,
right.
so
Like
I
I
am
think if it had 12 episodes for each of those concepts, I think it would have been a lot better, personally.
So
it
yeah,
needed
I
that
kind
time
of
to cook.
I mean, I guess I kind of was kind of fine with how the transition into the military side.
Mm,
I think that they could
yeah.
have expanded a little bit more and on when they were in the military, because the season kind of skips
Mm.
over Machu's training a bit, right?
Yeah. Like we need, again. That's what I mean by like it needed a bit more time to cook those those ideas. Especially with Nan, right? Because it's established that Celia, right? She takes on Nan almost as a daughter, right? And kind of
Yeah, but
is
also as
almost
far,
grooming her in a sense.
yeah,
In a
well, it
sense, it's
was
grooming,
that.
right? Yeah, like she's kind of taking her on as a daughter and trying to kind of groom her into what she wants her to do, because she obviously is using, like, there's a very interesting kind of duality there, because while she does care about Nan as a daughter, she also is using Nan for her own personal gain, and that's the reason why she's like the villain, right? Is she's espousing these lofty ideals of, oh, Cha, I'm going to create the world that you want. I'm going to free the new types and destroy. I have to destroy humanity to on Earth in order for
The
new types to be
shackles
free,
of
right?
Earth
The
will be.
shackles of Earth need to be destroyed, right? Which is very classic, right? But the issue is that underneath all of that, and Chad correctly like understands this, which is why he's fighting her, is she is only doing it for her own personal interest. She wants to be the one on top, right? She wants to be the one in control of everything as the dictator, right? Whereas Cha also hypocritically falls into that in the original series, right? He ends up becoming the very thing that he's fighting, in a sense, which is quite interesting. In this one, it's a bit different. He doesn't end up becoming that, right? He doesn't. He kind of gives that up and ends up, assumedly, meeting up with Lala on Earth, and you know, living out the rest of their life happily, like depending on how things go. So there's an interesting kind of like duality there with her and Na's relationship. And I think if we had a few more episodes of that relationship being built, right? Of them kind of interacting and having like, oh yeah, Cecilia's, being nice to Nan and
Yeah.
eating her, teaching her recipes and how to cook, right? Stuff like that, right? A few more scenes of that to kind of because that would make the betrayal, right? When Na shoots her, right?
Or
And
more
she
like
gets
the
injured.
emotional betrayal of
Yeah,
Cecilia.
yeah, because you can see it in the animation, right? You can see it in how like Cecilia is like, yeah, my dog bit me, right? She's she's pissed, right? And Nan is also kind of having that reaction of like, no, oh no, I didn't, no, yeah, like
Yeah.
no, right? Like
Wasn't
there
me.
is like,
Couldn't have been me. With
it
this.
wasn't me after I'm holding the gun, and it's like, yeah, um, but like that would have had more impact, right? It would have had more impact if you had that build up for it, right? So while it would have probably, but yeah, because we're gonna talk about this all day if we keep fucking going
Yeah,
with
I
it,
mean,
right?
I can maybe give my you had a lot of thoughts or you
Yeah, I'll let you.
explanation.
I'm gonna grab a drink actually again, so
Yeah,
I'll be back in
so
a quick
I
second.
am I watched Witch from Mercury and I thought this has a lot of Gundam vibes. Only has seen one Gundam. So when I saw this, it's like, oh, this is a lot of Witch from Mercury vibes over here. And it was all fine and well. I think, like I said, that if you just tone down the nostalgia just a little bit, or have like 3 more episodes, one or the other. In this case, it would be
Yeah.
then cut out one old head thing from it. Because I kind of feel that, especially in so it was like 12 episodes. If it was 12, like
13. It's
if
13 technically.
so, if it was 14, then it was like episode 12 was just over the edge of amount of old hats reference talk things going on.
Mm.
Because it really
Well,
lost the focus of our...
but you see, Ellie, you're a dirty witch from Mercury enjoyer, so you. I'm fine.
And
There's been a lot of like. It's actually very interesting watching like the reaction on the Japanese side versus the Western side, because it seems like the Japanese side of things actually like, and I think it's probably because of the mythology aspect, right?
mm-hmm.
Like you look at a lot of the Japanese reaction from, you know, not just people like Hideo Kojima, but from like pretty much like a bunch of people have been reacting to this that you wouldn't expect, right? Because again, I would argue that Gundam is like Star Wars for the Japanese,
Star
right?
Trek, Lord of the Rings.
It is the same level of cultural importance, right? I mean, fucking Tomino. I don't know if you saw the news story. He was talking about Gundam with the fucking Emperor.
As you do.
He got to meet. He had a meeting with the. He got to have a meeting with the royal family, and he got to talk about Gundam with the fucking Emperor. So it's like, yeah, it's kind of important. It's a little bit important. So, but basically, yeah, there's like this kind of duality going on, because you have a lot of Witch from Mercury fans that are mad that the girls weren't gay, and that,
yeah. Don't mind the shippers from any kind. That's all.
See, Ellie, this is the problem: is you like something that's filled with like people that are they don't actually care about, because I know you care about the story in Witch from Mercury, right? Like you've talked about it, like you actually do like it because of aspects that are outside of the gays, right? But there's a lot of people that only liked Witch because of the gays, right? And then those people watch Quarks and they get really fucking mad because they're like, well, no, this isn't like my based lesbian show. Oh no, what am I gonna do? But no, I'll keep Twitter drama talk to a minimum and get
Yeah,
back
because
to
I
actually
don't.
talking about the show.
I mean,
Because we got to cap.
they were super gay in Witch from Mercury, and that's all fine.
Yeah. There's no
Married
problem with them being
even.
gay. That's fine. But it's like Quarks is definitely going for something quite different.
More adolescent thing ish.
Yeah. It's not
Less
about
marriage,
the gays.
more adolescence.
Yeah, less marriage, more adolescence. Yeah. So I guess to kind of like, so yeah, it ends on kind of you know, you get to see all the characters. The person that that blonde-haired girl, that I think that's the Char's sister, ends up
I heard
taking
something
over
to that
Xeon.
effect. That
Yeah.
Artasia was Char's sister, and she...
Yeah, and she takes over Xeon, and Charia Ball is kind of watching over, right? Like, keeping an eye out. Obviously, Char and Lala meet up on Earth in the slums, right? And then you have Machu and Nan. So there's a funny little thing, Ellie. So you know the ED, right?
Yeah.
For the show, where they're in like the house. It turns out that's like the beach house for the beach they're at.
Oh, cool.
Because if you look at like all of the items that they have on the ground, right, like the umbrella and the towels and the like swimsuits and stuff, they're all inside the ED.
So they rented a little house or took over a little house on the beach.
Yeah, they rented a little house, or they brought a little house and they're living in a little beach house and they're doing stuff. And of course, I'd liked the little sequel tease too, where Machu is like, the Quarks says, so saith the Quarks, we will meet again.
Well, she just says Gundam, but you know, her Quarks is a Gundam, so it's all...
Yeah, the Gundam says we will meet again. Yeah, it's quite funny. It's quite good.
Yeah,
but
was that all from last season, or you know, almost done season?
I think that was everything. I'm just doing.
Oh, I never got around watching Cocoon. I still want.
Right. Yeah. I think that was about it.
All right. So no, I see some things. So I had planned watching Your Forma. I didn't. I saw good stuff being talked about Apocalypse Hotel, but I never got around to it. Mono, I saw one screenshot sequence of Mono that explained the reason why so many shops in Japan have the word camera in them, electronic shops, is because cameras were the big, high, fancy, super
High tech.
technology. So if you want to be a technology store, you're a camera store, and later PC. How many shops were or are there with PC in the name, because that's the big technology source thing, and those PC stores also sell other stuff, but they're still called PC. I watched like one episode of the Guilty Gear, and it was like just that was something was missing, and I didn't watch any further.
Yeah. All right.
And Cocoon I never got around, and the rest is all 1,000 episodes forever shows. All right, next season.
Wait, next season
right,
review.
One fun thing. How many were left? I should say as watching.
I don't know.
And then put this on skip.
Yeah, remove that.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 shows. Last
and I
season.
had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I had 8 too. Works out. So anyway, let's get right into it. So first up on the list,
we got
the Dan de Dans. We will be watching the Dan de Dans.
Very
we
easy.
will be watching. Listen, I need to know if she gets sexually assaulted in the house.
I need to know if he gets more the relationship right. So I discovered through talking through these shows, I'm very into the relationship thing.
Yeah, you like the revolutions.
Yeah, so I am all in for the relationships going on. So that's the thing.
Okay.
Same is true for.
You mean you're not watching for the fights? The
fights are cool, but
yeah.
I mean, I think Fire Force couldn't keep me going just because it had fights.
Yeah. So, Dress Up Darling season 2.
Oh, that's all relationships. That's all me.
Yeah, that's all up your alley. I mean, look, I didn't watch the first season, so I'm not going to watch the season because obviously I can't watch the season I ever watch. So, it's pretty good. I'm glad that it's getting more animated. Because it's a good show. So yeah, I'm not gonna.
So
Kaiju, I will be watching Kaiju because I watched season 1 of Kaiju and I liked Kaiju. So
yeah, let me just keep the skips just for now. Kaiju 8.
Yeah, just so we can see them.
Yeah. This one.
So this is I was reading. So Fragrant Flower Blooms. Story unfolds in a particularly a town where two infamous schools are in constant dispute. So girls in high school, students, wealthy, prestigious families. One day, seems like romancy, drama-y, relationship-y. Your cup of tea.
It doesn't strike me as interesting right away, so let's
might be
a
considering for
now.
you. Yeah, I'm gonna probably skip because I'm a bit harsher on that. I know one show we will definitely be watching.
Funny show.
Hell yeah! I saw the trailer for it, and apparently we're getting introduced to a priest girl.
Let me just see go to the key visuals because they have.
Yeah,
there she is. Two of them apparently.
There's gonna be some big,
she's
priest.
He's going to
one of them is
one of them
is the sister. One of them is the sister. So the princess. One of them is a princess. One of the 7.
Yeah.
Because he's the 7th prince. One of them is the princess, and the other one is a new religion, big religion.
Feels like he's going to learn holy spells, and apparently I assume that he's going to discover what God is, and then just
I watched the teaser, and the teaser has a bit of a interesting kind of thing at the end where he interacts with an angel, and the angel recognizes him. So maybe it's the angel that reincarnated him. So could be interesting. We'll see. We'll see. Interesting things do be happening in the Seventh Prince. So we'll be watching that. Shield Hero season 4. I'll probably watch it because I've been watching it so far, even though Shield Hero has
and
gotten a bit shit.
the thing that I would be interested in if I kept watching the previous season was that Shield Hero is going to the Beast Kingdoms, whatever the kingdoms are called, the demi-human kingdoms, where the Shield Hero is revered instead of just trashed for wearing a shield. So he's going to be more with his people in that sense. So that dynamic would be interesting because the whole thing of the spear hero is from this land and shield the sword over here and bow over here, and they all kind of chill with each other. But the shield hero is only kind of revered by the beast demi-humans things.
Right.
And he's hated all everywhere else, the shield hero. So now he's going to a place where he gains automatic respect instead of automatic derision. He doesn't have to prove himself if he already but I assume he already gained some respect in the human lens.
Yeah, I think that because last season it was like, oh, Riftalia is actually royalty from this other country.
She was like dirt poor in a house.
Because she put the kimono on, that is like a transgression or some shit.
Against who?
Against the people that usurped her country or some shit. I don't fucking remember. So yeah, it seems alright. I'll be watching it just because again I've watched this far. I might as well keep watching it, right? Unless it gets so fucking boring that I just don't care, right?
Is she's going to be one of the 4 divine beasts things? Because
maybe I don't fucking
know. Because on this key visual nerd, so I see here a phoenix, a lion, a mermaid character, and then her. And they all form like a quattro of, sea, jungle, water, land kind of deal. Or land and woodlands. I don't know. It feels like she might become some god or whatever.
Yeah. So anyway, Sakamoto Days. I didn't watch the first one.
I watched a little bit of the first, but I didn't keep watching.
I heard it was alright. I heard it was okay. Maybe.
I didn't. Yeah. I didn't finish the first season of Does Not Dream, and I called them.
So Rascal Does Not Dream. So that's that bunny girl show. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, the bunny girl doesn't dream.
Yeah, I'm not super interested in that. Call of the Night season 2. I never. Oh yeah.
I watched the first 4-ish episodes, and the premise is, kind of puberty traumas becoming reality in a sense, and
or something.
Yeah. Almost like curses. And to overcome your trauma is to overcome the curse, or the other way around. Like, if you're afraid of not being seen or being seen all the time, etc., then overcoming that means la stuff. Anyway, the next thing that we're definitely going to watch, Call of the Night. At least me. You were watching it too,
at least you, yeah. I'd never finished the original. I kind of dropped it, or I put it on pause, kind of. Mostly, I don't know. It's one of those things where you get busy, yeah.
Like my Witch Watch over here, and I'll put it on planning, I guess.
On waiting, yeah. So I kind of, I'm sort of like, yeah. I mean, it's good. Like, don't get me wrong, Call of the Night is good. I reckon it's a pretty good one. But yeah, it's one of those things.
Yeah.
Dr. Stone, I'll be watching that because might as well continue watching it.
Yeah.
they're going around the world doing stuff, so might as well continue that one.
Skip for me because I didn't watch the first the first core or after like season 2. Didn't watch the first season of the Cuckoos, so unfortunately you're out. this isn't the one, right?
Apocalypse Bringer something.
World
World
Conquest.
Conquest starts something or whatever. It's a show.
Mm.
In Eternal Fantasy Strategy. So it's like a isekai. He's been put into his strategy game, I guess. He's gonna do strategy fantasy game stuff. Seems very
Maybe it might be interesting. Let me just put it on considering.
I'll let you test that one for me.
Yeah, so
I'll let you test that one
first
for
2 weeks
me.
is
Yeah.
12 series, and then it whittles down to apparently
Yeah.
8.
So Graham Blue, so that's just
Season 2, so
beach shit, I guess. So what is the gut Ginchi Akutuma or whatever? It's a Bones film thing.
yeah,
Crawl
I
back. Oh yeah, I've seen the thing for this. It's like a guy who gets like sent into like a thing. It's like a
into a
shonen
pit,
type thing. Yeah,
and
he
he has to
gets
do like
tossed into
battle
a. It's
arena
like a
things.
human. It's like a human sacrifice type thing, and then he has to like he gets like special powers and he fights or something. I mean, it looked kind of interesting. It could be kind of fun.
I
We'll have
am
to
kind
see.
of I don't know. I'm not feeling it.
I'm. Oh, maybe that'll be my bait. I'll beta test that one for you.
I'll put it
I'll
on
beta test
considering
it.
anyway, but
Yeah. Scooped up by an S rank adventurer.
nah, it doesn't look
Uh,
interesting. Like a
uh,
bit of a
oh,
nobody.
it's Rent a Cuck season 4. Oh man, God.
I didn't watch season 1, so I can't start watching now.
No, but Ellie, don't you like watching things all about relationships? Don't you want to watch the man get cuckolded? Like, don't you want to watch the man get rejected? Because
Nah, I don't know. It's not my style. The Water
right, Water
Magician
Magician. Um, doesn't look super interesting to me.
reincarnated lead lands in a.
Isekai reincarnated. He can do water tricks, I guess. We'll see.
I should watch a trailer of this. I'll be kind and put it on considering,
Yeah,
but
you're kinder than me because I'm just like skip.
Yeah. All right. Hero Summer Pockets. I
Uh,
might pick Summer Pockets as a binge up one day because
yeah, you can binge catch up on that. Maybe
maybe.
set it to considering. Maybe. Secrets of the Silent Witch. I think I've seen a trailer for this. It looks kind of interesting. It's like kind of like the Silent Witch, this world's only practitioner of voiceless magic, veritable heroine who single-handedly fended off the Black Dragon of Legend. However, the young prodigy is actually super duper shy. Yep, it turns out she only learned voiceless magic to avoid speaking in public. Ignorant of this, the Seven Sages have placed her on a top secret mission to guard the second prince. Can she keep it together as she conducts both social interaction and the so kind of interesting.
Yeah, I
I've
mean,
seen the trailer
this
for it.
key visual speaks to me. This guy is kind of funny.
Yeah. I was gonna say, look at her in the butt. Look, she's like, wow, wow,
Attention!
look
Oh
at
no!
do. Oh no, they're all looking at me.
All the pretty
No, social
boys and
awkward.
one girl.
No, what am I gonna do? So it could be fun. Could be fun. I'll put it on a considering. I'll give it a go. I'll give it a
Yeah,
go. It could be right.
I'm going to do the
Uh,
same.
Token. So what's this? Something inherent. The blood of the Oni. This seems like another one of those kind of demon. I look at the videos. I click to the videos tab and I see a guy who looks like he's got like a blood gun.
Yeah, I see the key visual.
The thumbnail where a man's got he's got blood. Yeah, they've got blood guns.
And blood umbrella and blood. What is it? Archers
Blood.
in the air.
Go to the videos tab. Don't watch it, but look at the thumbnail for PV1, and he's got like a fucking M16 fucking
Oh,
strapped to his arm. He's got blood M16 strapped to his arm.
yeah, but also blood. If you're
I
going to the
mean,
visuals, you see a bunch of blood archers and a blood umbrella and a blood.
look, it seems fun. It could be. It could be. It is giving me kind of like generic shonen vibes,
I'm
right?
kind
But
of worried by this visual.
it feels edgy. It feels edgy to me.
Yeah, but the
Like
contrast
it
of him
feel.
being in his,
Yeah, and then him in
Sakura
the school. Yeah,
spring
yeah, yeah, yeah.
kind of
Yeah,
worries me. I'll feel
a
to
little
load.
bit. Yeah.
Or
Oh
this
man.
is just fan service, or this is kind of unfortunate.
I don't know. Maybe there's some weird kind of tonal shit going on.
Yeah,
But no, I'm kind of yeah. I'll consider it. I'll give it a look. I'll
I'll
give it
do
a
the
considering.
same for now.
Yeah, I'll give it a considering. If it ends up being good, it ends up being good. The summer that someone died, I guess. Two best
Some
friends living in
possession
rural
and
Japanese
slowly
village.
taking away. It doesn't look too
Horror.
interesting right now for me.
No.
New Saga
New
is kind of the
saga.
same.
Hmm.
Just
Are you gonna watch Vending Machine? Are you
didn't
gonna
watch the
watch
first
the?
episode, so I can't really watch this. This is
Oh, what do you
the
mean, Ellie?
private
How can you call
tutor.
yourself an isekai defender if you won't even watch Vending Machine? You.
Oh, I'm a developer of a lot of things, but I
No.
don't watch everything.
Okay, so private tutor
Already has
to
an
the
episode
Duke's daughter.
out, but
Hmm.
not that I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not getting a big, strong vibe of
Mm,
I must watch
interesting.
this. I mean, cat
Yeah.
girl in underwear doesn't tempt me all that much.
Be gone, fought. Be gone, fought. Um. Right. There's no freaking way. Oh, here you go. There's no freaking way I'll be your lover unless awkward introverted is leaving her lonely middle school life behind, determined to become an ongoing and popular high schooler. Glorious, confident, da 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 da, is the total opposite. Wealthy, carefree, and literal fashion model. Against all odds, the two girls form an immediate connection. Rinkino thinks that she may have found a best friend of her dreams until Maikina's love confession sends her feelings into a tailspin. Rinkino wants to prove to Mai that being BFFs is better than being girlfriends, but Mai is dead set on convincing Rikyo that they're just still destined to be lovers.
Be
So
gay. Submit to the
be
gay
be
agenda.
gay, be gay. Yeah, the big gay
The gay agenda is in
agenda.
action. Go. That's funny.
the
I'm
the
going to watch the first episode.
the gays are in control. True patriots are in control. There you go, Ellie. That's one for you. You're gonna be
Yeah,
put that one on there.
relationships.
So what is ISO? So someone's beep is about to collapse. So that is
This is a
lives solely for his
drama-ish.
lives solely for his little sister, until his chaotic school friend storms back into his life without uttering a single word. Her presence ignites buried memories and unravels his rigid routine as tensions rise and secrets surface. Clashes with unresolved pain, threatening to collapse his fragile world. I mean,
I mean, I was kind of planning it from this visual where she's standing with a hoe, kind of threatening
she's
almost.
about to, yeah, yeah,
Cut your legs off with
yeah,
that thing.
yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna skip it
But
because I'm
this
not
description
sure on
kind
it.
of pulls me back a little bit because it sounds like a lot of
Mm,
drama, and I'm not. I like relationships, but not
yeah,
too much
yeah.
drama.
So dealing with so and so
PA
sisters.
Works. That's a good studio, right? I keep forgetting what. Yeah, Charlotte and Beats, Angel Beats, and something more recent. Rise and Ruin. Yeah, boy, Kun Ming.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, yeah,
Uchos
boy.
and Kazuku. Yeah, they make good stuff. Kind of forgot what they did.
Sun, legendary
Maya Naka Punch.
actress. Seems like it's gonna be kind of like an Oshi type
No,
thing.
I like this one. I watched this page.
Actresses or something. Um. So, anywho,
Yeah, let me put it on considering because it's it's a romantic
the
comedy.
shy hero and the assassin princess.
Feels almost like
Comedy
this is a short or
fantasy.
something.
Maybe I'm not super interested. Welcome to the Outcast restaurant. Superstar adventurer gets booted from the world's strongest party.
Nah.
Teams up with a runaway. Something, whatever.
Caleviats. I'm
Calyptus.
hearing a bunch of good stuff about this. I'm actually going to
Oh yeah, one of
like
the
what
Dark Lords, Dark Beasts, resign. Rain shatters when he revives a hero he personally slayed and adopts an orphaned humanoid baby. Okay, I guess. I mean, over here, good figs. Oh, yeah, I think I have seen. I might have seen a trailer for this on the Twitters.
I'm going to give the episode a watch because I
Okay,
remember the
I'll put
name
it
and
on.
I'm even
I'll
before
give it a
any
considering. Yeah, I'll give it a considering. We'll see
I
what's going on.
might have
All
just seen
right,
some mentions of the manga.
maybe. All right.
Time to skip. Nah, I'm being
Fuck.
mean.
Nah, I will be watching the Arknights because it's time for depression. Big depression time.
Oh.
Big depression Arknights time on Arknights Arise from Ember because we're at that point in the story in the Chinnabog saga. We're at the finale almost of the Chinnabog saga, but a lot of it's probably going to be the flashback to Talala's fucking sad backstory. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. We see Patriot in the fucking PV, so I'm pretty fucking happy.
Who is Patriot, a character or?
He's the big Windigoon guy. His real name is
Right.
like Bokaris Yi or whatever, and he's like a big Windigoon man. With big skulls. Big Windigoon guy,
Oh, there he is.
and
A little clearer.
and he's a fucking badass. He's fucking great. I love him. He's cool. I like it. Yeah, it's gonna be big depression. Big depression. Fun times in Arknights. So yeah, I'll be watching that. I'll probably talk about it when we get to it. So something lips.
Too high lips.
Short form show.
Doesn't look too interesting to me.
No.
Just one visual
I'll
doesn't tell
bring
me
up
anything.
I'll bring up the thingy. It looks. I guess it's like she gets drunk. It looks like she gets drunk.
Yeah.
Okay. With vengeance, surely your broken saintess fantasy romance.
Looks like a Skippy for me.
Yeah.
This one.
Betrothed to my sister's ex.
I mean, all right. Health teacher has already a split 2 core. That's kind of a having to wait for like 3 months for the next one.
3 years, yeah.
Mm.
It doesn't
I
look
don't think
particularly that
I don't
great
think I'll be
either.
starting it unless otherwise, of course.
I'm not
New
super into
panty
it either.
stocking. I'll be watching.
How
this
I
going to be?
I might probably end up watching that one. We'll see. It could be good, could be bad. Who knows? We'll see what happens. Right. Solo camping for 2. No, not really. Cultural exchange with a game center girl. Young man working at a game center sees an English girl named Lily Baker playing the Crane game on Valentine's Day. Seeing her fail repeatedly to win a prize, can't help but take action. The day after Lily finally gets her plushie, receives an unexpected message that reads, "Be my Valentine." What started as a misunderstanding leads to a cultural exchange. So, big relationships, Ellie! Oh boy!
I wonder if it's going to be a long length or a short, because it's...
It says it doesn't have short length because it'll say short form on the thing if it's a short form. So
I'll watch
could be,
like
could
at least the
be.
first episode.
Yeah. Give me a yeah. Give me a thing.
Yeah. And
So
surely
I want.
in continuation, it has a very good OP. I watched the OP for a
Mm.
bit and it's good stuff.
So
Alright.
then we've got something demons, I guess. I won't die because I'm banned from the afterlife. Yeah,
Doesn't
nah, not
look
really.
super
Uh, toilet
interesting.
toilet ban. Showers bring my flowers. Now I have seen the trailer for this on the Twatters, and you might be into it.
Alright. I mean,
So the
still,
whole premise is based. So the whole premise is basically is you have the main girl who is a kind of not very attractive Fujoshi type
mm-hmm.
girl, right? And she's kind of into this guy, and then one day, oh no, Ellie, the guy is like talking to her. What? Wait a
Yeah.
minute, what? Oh wait, he's into me? What? How could you be into me? I don't look pretty. What do you mean? What do you mean you're into what? What do you mean? Yeah, so there's
Yeah,
gonna be a lot of that.
I mean, in this type of cases, I usually also look at the studio who's making it, and it's like, oh, Silverlink. I'm watching a
mm,
bunch of that stuff, like Villa,
mm,
all the routes lead to Ruin, and what else,
mm, mm,
Bofuri, and
mm,
the Hokkaido Gals, and
mm.
uh, well, I like a bunch
Next
more.
life is a villainous. They
The
did
Baka
villainies.
test here, so and Summon Beasts.
Yeah, they've done a lot. They've done a lot of stuff. They've done a lot of stuff.
Good stuff. Oni, oh, that this has a nice ED I remember that
Mm.
one.
So yeah, I saw the trailer. I thought it looked kind of interesting. Like I might, I might give it a go. I
I'll
might
give
consider
it.
it. Like,
I'll set it on the planning.
yeah, we'll put it on a consider. Yeah, might want to have a look. So with you in the rain on a rainy day, it meets a cute critter posing
Mm,
as a dog, offering an umbrella. Okay, yeah. So yeah, not really interested. Now, Nanusk. So this next one. Our
Nukasta?
boy on Twitter,
No, nu
Twitter man showed me this. He linked me like the PV for it, and I watched it, and I'm like, oh, oh, oh.
Oh, alright.
Because so the TLDR, from what I can gather, I haven't like read the synopsis yet, but they're on like an island where there are no rules
Nikitas.
around sexual shit, and you can do whatever the fuck you want. And so the PV is like, okay, everything's normal, and then you go to school and everyone's fucking. Everyone's just having sex in school. And apparently there's like I'll read the synopsis, right? So it's, Siran, Ireland, a tropical Eden where people are free to act on their desires under a uniquely libertine law. But even here in paradise, there are those who work in the shadows to bring it down. United, the misfits stand side by side as the secret society NLNS. As the founder and head Hanacho, won't stop until we've crushed this crazy law once and for all. I've even found a benefit. I like how this description has like gone from like, oh yeah, describing the show into, okay, now I'm gonna talk in character.
Oh.
I'm,
Alright, so if
I'm
you're
gonna
watching the
talk.
stream, I
What's
highlighted
this?
some relevant information.
Yes.
And I have to say, you said
Yes.
Tashi,
Yeah.
but that's
Yeah.
kind of a you can say that, but it should be actually be Dashi.
Mm.
Dashta, as in out, let out.
Could this be the sleeper fucking hit of the season? I mean, it's interesting. Yeah, episode 1 is like 21 days away, like 20
Oh.
days away. It's gonna be a while.
No,
Apparently, it's 11 episodes.
just
So
for the I'm the translator here. The this title should be really rubbing one out.
yeah,
That's the
but I like, yeah.
translation.
So back to the description. where now we've transitioned into the first person. I've even found a benefactor in this crusty old rich guy, name unknown. He's hooked us up with a secret base and a boatload of cash already. In return, he wants us to find someone and protect her at all costs. Apparently, he holds the key to our mission success? Question mark. In this case, there's only one thing to do. Locate this mystery girl, and all while keeping the SHO off our scent too. Make no mistake, I'll stop that lore in its tracks. Just wait and see. So, yeah.
It's from a visual
Sounds
novel
fucking great.
released by
Apparently,
Kagura
yeah.
Games.
Apparently, yeah.
Who is
Sounds
Passione?
great. Yeah, it
Lone
sounds
another. Oh,
great.
Passione did Country Bumpkin.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Chain Soldier.
Yeah, it sounds great. It
And
sounds good.
Citrus and Real Wars and Spice and Wolf new
Yeah.
season.
Yeah, I am down basically. I am very much down with the giving it a go. It sounds fun. Like I said, we can't watch the PV on because copyright and stuff. But the PV is fucking funny. The PV is really fucking funny.
All right,
So,
it looked like a kind of a boring ass poster, but it's more interesting.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing, right? You look at the poster and you think, yeah, it looks kind of generic or whatever. And then you watch the PV and you look at the rest of it and it's like, oh shit! Yeah. Okay, so moving on. Bad Girl. First year high school student,
this
sharp
one looks
eyes.
cute. I am actually kind of planning to watch
Bad
like
girl,
at least
but
the
she's
first
really
episode.
Not. Okay, yeah, seems alright. Yeah, okay, alright.
Oh, this one looks also kind of cute.
I'll let you beta test that one, I guess.
Alright, skipping over Conan. This one is looks kind of cute, where old man detective, who doesn't know what a fax machine is, suddenly is now paired up with hyper modern world with smartphones and
we can
VR.
Use the internet to track down stuff. What?
We can use VR to look at the scene and whatnot.
Okay, that could be kind of funny. Yeah. All right. I'll let you.
Yeah. So I'm
City the animation.
Oh, this is the Nichi Show season 2. So watch.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll be watching that. Okay. Riri Rocks.
Riri Rocks.
So this, from what I understand, is like cute. Instead of cute girls gone fishing, it's cute girls gone rock collecting.
Geology and mineralogy and all that stuff.
Yeah,
I'll give it like
rocks.
a first episode at least, see if it's.
Yeah, big rooks, big hard rooks. Yeah, if you tell me it's good, I'll give it a go. See you tomorrow at the food court.
I'm getting just good vibes from it. I'm going to. It's apparently only 6 episodes, so it's no harm at all watching.
Yeah, and it's not the only show that's got 6 episodes. If that shows up, I'll talk about it. We'll see how we go. 9 something Ruler's Crown.
I mean, it super looks like a visual novel because it is a visual novel.
Honey, something, journey to find yourself, something. Okay. Oh, Ugly Mug Epic Fighter. I think I saw the trailer for this one on Twitter. It looked kind of funny.
Yeah, I mean, it is a White Fox. It's a good studio. Yeah, that means something.
He basically looks like a fat ass, ugly bastard, but he's apparently really he's really good at fighting. Yeah. His looks are minus 255. Touching girls causes him pain, and sexual acts will literally tear him apart. Just what can our ex-salesman Sinju get? Yeah, that's what it says. I'm reading the description. That's what it says. Can get in the other world in exchange for such inconvenience. This is an epic tale of a very ugly but ridiculous. So yeah, the gimmick is that he's ugly but he's super strong. It's like Giga Chad strong. So yeah. Cat show. You want to watch cats do cat things?
No, it doesn't. skip one. I'm also not planning. I'm kind of putting the ugly mole mug as a skip because I don't know. It's enough other shows
I mean, it
already.
sounds fun, but I mean, if I hear good things about it, I'll watch it. But I'm not super
Of
interested.
course.
Yeah, Cat Show,
Same is
something
for
kitten.
like the Rebirthers or the Ferment Kitchen.
Yeah,
I
Kitchen
mean,
Show. So what's this? Carbonary City under construction. What do we got here? 7 years after humanity was devastated by a major disaster, a beacon of science and prosperity rises. But lurking in the shadows is the transgressor, a transector. I don't know. Monsters born from human darkness. Only the witchling 5 girls with voices that wield magic stand against them with every night. So it's kind of like idol show,
it's also for
idol
3D.
witches. Yeah.
That's not. I mean, nothing quality from that. Just it's a. Oh, it's a media mix project. Actually, just it's a media mix project.
Right. Well, if it ends up, if I see clips of it on Twitter, right? It's just one of those things. If I see clips of it on Twitter and people are like, "Yeah, it's cool,"
Doesn't look interesting
I'll
right
I'll,
now.
I'll watch that. But
Hotel
whatever.
Inhumans is also already.
Yeah, not super interesting. Turkey, Time to Shine.
Strike. Nah. The Harmony. Nah.
Harmony of Life.
Captivated
Something,
by
something.
you? Not really.
No, I'm not captivated at all. Thank you very much.
No.
Cosmic
Naretsu,
Horror
hot
Show.
take. I'm not interested in the Milky Subway.
I mean, if it, I'll give it a consider. I mean, it's a YouTube series, I think, so
Mm.
it could be okay. And then
Yakuza
let's go.
karaoke is not doesn't look like my vibe.
Yeah, something,
And
Edge,
then
kids stuff, that stuff.
slime.
That's bad. That's
Also
bad.
Matsu.
And then yeah,
I watched like 3 seasons of it or 2 seasons and it was enough.
skip that. Skip that. I'll skip that.
Cheapy
All right,
Godzilla
so
raids again.
so I'm done. I've got
And
my
this one. Alright, and
selection.
now to get rid of the skipped ones. And what do we
Yep,
have?
get rid of the skipped. How many we got?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 that I'm 9 that I have as definitely watching. And then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 as considering, and more 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, another 6 that I'm having on what was it, planning. So yeah, that's a lot of shows. 9 plus 9 plus 6.
Let me go. So I have to go.
I'm not going to watch more than 20 shows. I can tell you that.
So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 watching definitely, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 considering. So 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 10, 12, 14 all up. Not a bad selection. Not a bad selection. Although actually I have 15 because it's not on the list, funnily enough, but Taco P's Original Sin is airing this season, and I did watch the first episode of that, and spoilers for the stream. I don't actually know if I'm going to talk about that on stream because that shit is brutally raw. Like it is like, I know the term misery porn gets tossed around a lot these days.
You have to,
but
if you set it above, right?
Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, there it is.
Set it to all,
yeah.
and then you can.
Yeah.
But then you also get movies.
It's because it's a 6-episode like
OVA, maybe considered OVA
thing. Yeah, it's considered an OVA. Yeah, but like, oh man, it is fucking. It is brutal, dude. It is actually brutal.
Is it like Pun Pun? Because I read a bit of Pun Pun, and it's also like terrible misery.
I haven't read Pun Pun, and I don't know anything about Pun Pun, but it is like, I feel like if you do not have a good propensity for abuse
Mm.
and like a realistic depiction of abuse, right? Like not a like because yeah, it kind of hits home a little bit. I'll just say that. Like I'm kind of like, yeah, that's a bit. So yeah, no, like it's not bad, right? It's not bad. It's just it's one of those things that's kind of hard to talk about. It's even harder to talk about without like it's not about spoilers almost. It's more just about like it's something that I feel people should experience raw and then make their judgment on if they're going to continue, right?
Yeah.
Because I think if you can stomach that first episode, you'll probably be fine. But that first episode is very fucking brutal. Um, it
Yeah.
is fucking really intense. And it's not going to be for everyone, that's for sure. I think people are going to talk about it because obviously like people are going to like because I know the manga, right? I haven't read the
Mm.
manga, but people have talked about the manga before, so I was going in like familiar that it gets dark, right? But holy shit, the animation really they fucking did a good job in really fucking making it feel depressing.
Yeah. Also, Naruto Virgin Punk is coming out in
Yeah, that's already
soon.
out, I think,
Or it's
but
already, yeah.
I don't know if that. Well, the movie's out in theaters. I don't know if it's on streaming yet.
Yeah, Naruto, I might
So
go cheating, and because I'm actually in Japan in a
yeah, you can go
month,
watch it
I'll
live.
be
Yeah,
watching it in
come back.
Japan.
Yeah, yeah. So I believe it. I don't know.
Waiting
I
for
don't think it's
the
streaming
Kobayashi
anywhere yet.
movie.
So
Look, I know, kinda maybe interesting.
yeah. So we'll have to wait. We'll have to wait until it comes out
But
streaming.
yeah, busy season, and
Mm.
as an unfortunate reminder, I'll be gone for like for a quarter of
Half
it,
of it, yeah. Well,
third
it'll
of
be
it.
fine. Yeah, well, it'll
Yeah.
be fine. You know, even if we have to take a little bit of a break, we can always come back and do
Oh
like big
yeah, that
anime chat. You know,
cliffhanger in Dandadan is so hype. Let's talk about it in a month time.
in a month, yeah, you know. Well, it'll be fine. It'll be
Yeah.
because you know, yeah. Like I'm not too worried about it. Like we can always do a massive anime catch up episode if we feel like we want to just skip a video and just do a catch up show.
I'll bring pictures of Japan or something. I don't
Yeah,
know.
we'll do like a Japan trip catch up fun little, thing maybe that could be a fun stream. Do Japan trip and then just anime chat.
Yeah.
Something a bit different. But
Who
yeah, no.
knows?
So I think other than that, I don't have much else to get into. So
No. For the people at home, I kind of realized that we are not watching any PVs, and we're literally judging from the cover.
yeah.
But it hasn't steered
Oh,
us
but
wrong all that much.
I guess in breaking news, not Gal Gura has re-debuted, and she is very very lolly.
Yeah,
I can I'll
saw some images or no some discords.
they've been doing the previews, but she is now she is now I'll put a tweet. I got a tweet from Rock Solid. Rock Solid's tweeted about it. I'll just put it in cast text.
No,
I don't know if you want to bring it up or not.
I'm in Discord servers, and I had one open.
Yeah,
And
people are posting it because I think she debuted while we were streaming. Yeah,
yeah,
she's
remember,
gone. She's returned to Cunny Cat. She has returned. I find it fascinating how the design is is definitely very reminiscent of Gura in a lot of ways. Kind of interesting.
catfish,
Catfish,
fish
yeah,
cat.
catfish, yeah. It's so
There she
funny.
is.
Yeah, look at it. She's cute. Look at it.
Look at
Yeah,
Tommy.
yeah. She got that. She got that tummy. She got that cunny tummy. So anywho, anywho, I guess That'll do us for
So,
the week. It's a bit of an early end, but you know that tends to be how it is with
well, I
anime
mean, we
only
still have
streams.
2.5 hours. I mean, I guess usually it's like three
Nah,
hours
it's
and a
good to
bit.
it's good to you gotta give my voice a bit of a break. But anyway, I hope anyone that watched had fun, and yeah, we'll catch you guys when we next get
Yeah, and
around to doing
I'll
a stream.
reveal how many shows I'm actually watching from out of the 20 I'm put
Yeah,
on
yeah, we'll
considering and
see what
planning.
gets the axe. Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
see what
right
gets the
away.
axe. Yeah. All right. Well, I will catch you guys next time.
Hey,
Bye.
later.